Universal Orlando loves to bring back defunct attractions in one way or another. What was once defunct has now returned. This year at Halloween Horror Nights, we are walking through the entranceway scare zone, heading to the tribute store where we can find some Easter eggs of defunct rides. Specifically a ride from Islands of Adventure. Can you guess which one? Holy cow. Wow, that was close. Usually, the tribute store is located in New York City, but this year it is on the exact opposite end. The tribute store this year is located at the Palace Arcade. We're going to go inside and show you all of the Easter eggs. Honestly, not that big of a location, and I don't know how I feel about this new location, but still in New York. Here's your first clue. We are here at the tribute store in New York City. This is your first clue. And your first clue, it says Lost Statue of Poseidon. This is like a kind of a museum area, and that is the theme of this year's tribute store. Let's go inside and see if you can figure out what this defunct attraction is. I think it's pretty obvious if you look down here. Occult Artifacts of the World. So this year's tribute store has one specific theme, but overall it's pretty much like a museum that is home to all these occult artifacts. So let's go inside and check it out. All right, this should be a dead giveaway if you went to Islands of Adventure in the early years, in the 1990s or in the early 2000s, because I believe that this was actually in the attraction itself, Poseidon's Fury, now defunct over at Islands of Adventure. This was a day one opening attraction at Islands of Adventure. What a shame it was to see it go. 2023 was when the ride closed. It was a walk-through attraction. Do you remember this attraction? It's still over there. It hasn't been demolished yet. You could still see the remnants of the queue, but Poseidon's Fury was a great walk-through attraction. I'll talk about it more as we walk through the tribute store. So obviously we have these ancient artifacts here inside the tribute store because it is basically a museum of antiquities, of ancient artifacts of all over the world. That is the main theme, but also mostly Poseidon's Fury, because that attraction too did have ancient artifacts inside. They were all just from ancient Greece, which is pretty cool. The stained glass windows in here give an overall amazing aesthetic. This is kind of like a reference to the Origins of Horror scare zone, the observatory. And you can see that gargoyle up there. All right, we have some glass cases with some props in here. And I could be wrong, but I believe... Okay, actually, I take that back. These look identical to the props, or very similar to the props that they had in the gift store for Poseidon's Fury. I don't think they are exactly the same, but they look like they might have been maybe repurposed old props from that attraction, or from that gift shop, I should say. That's really cool. I love the eyes. We have a stained glass window that caught my eye up here above the register. You see the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt, a old TV show that was actually a live action show and then made into a cartoon, I believe in the late 80s, early 90s. And that was a mascot at Halloween Horror Nights in the past, and also the comic book series that they did one year. I believe it was 2023. Funny enough, the same year that Poseidon's Fury closed, and they did the Crypt Keeper. He was kind of a big part of that year's tribute store. And you could also see the facade, the cat face, which I believe was a facade in 2019 or 2017 of the tribute store. So a little Easter egg to past tribute stores. And that looks like a prop from Poseidon's Fury right there, that skeleton guy. That's pretty neat, but I believe he's been modified a little bit. Of course, we have a wall of paintings over here. We have a gallery up above of all sorts of references to Halloween Horror Nights this year and years past. Up here with all of the paintings, the gallery above, we have Darkanon, the villain of the Poseidon's Fury ride. He was battling Poseidon at the very end of the attraction. It was actually a great part, the finale, with lots of pyrotechnics and water cannons, all sorts of stuff. Darkanon fought Poseidon. It was a very cool finale to the ride. There's a painting, a little tribute to him, to Darkanon, right above. So once again, this tribute store is like a museum and a kind of a tribute to Halloween Horror Nights itself. This is a prop to show you that it's like that this tribute store is more than just a Poseidon's Fury Easter egg, but it's also like basically a museum, because here you have the dinosaur bones, which is fun. I wonder if they've used this. I bet they've used this prop in other tribute stores for like Jurassic Park, possibly Jurassic Park. We have more props here. Greek mythology, more than likely from the attraction Poseidon's Fury or from the merchandise store. Here we have this beautiful skeleton here, a Greek warrior skeleton, and I believe this is 100% from Poseidon's Fury. I think they added some like details, like maybe some vines and everything, and they might have changed like his positioning, but I believe this is 100% from Poseidon's Fury. So cool. Theme park history right before your eyes. We have this massive prop piece from the attraction Poseidon's Fury. This was in the room right before the water vortex. This thing is huge. This massive Greek mythology skeleton. I remember seeing this thing and being very impressed. I actually did the attraction not too long ago, probably about maybe 2 years ago. This thing's still fresh in my memory, but now it's here at the Tribute Store. Theme park history before our eyes. There's an endless amount of Easter eggs here in this display. I mean, we have the Crypt Keeper, we have some props from a tribute store, the Boris Schuster's tribute store. Also, there's like this demon head in there. So many different Easter eggs in this one little display. You could even, let me get closer. Let me show you a little bit closer. Here we are. I believe this is the Crypt Keeper right here. I wonder if this was used in an old tribute store. I'm not sure. These look like models, like maybe they used them to create. Oh, it looks like his name is actually the Curator. I didn't know that, but I guess his name's the Curator.